everyone, this is Vaishali Siddhappa and welcome to my channel Complemental Economics, and today's concept, capitalist economy. To understand this particular video, you have to see my previous video, which is I've discussed about the central problems of an economy. There are four central problems of economy according to the syllabus. The first one, what to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce, and the last problem, what provision should be made for economic growth. To answer these all problems, we have a solutions. Each and every economy depends on their circumstances, their policy, their environment. They have taken some of the solution. That the solutions are three economic systems. One is capitalist economy, second one is socialist economy, and the third one is mixed economy. Right now in this particular video, I am going to talk about capitalist economy, what it is and how they are going to solve the problem, and merits and demerits of capitalist economy. Let's talk about. First of all, here let me talk about what is capitalist economy is all about. The capitalist economy means the economy which is completely controlled by private individuals. The economy which is completely controlled by private individuals, all the decisions in the economy that is taken by the private individual, and the main objective, a goal of them is profit making. The people who are involved in the private sector, who are called as a private individual, they always try to get more and more profit. So they are in the capitalist economy to make more and more profit, and the mainstay of the economy is private property. So here everybody thinks about the private property, how to own and how much to own the private properties. When it comes to economic activity, every economic activity in this economy starts with consumers. So here, one more thing is the government is having, there is no play for them, there is no role for them. The government is having very least role, very less role to play in the economy. That means maximum decision like 90 to 95, 99% of the decision making, it is in the hand of private individuals, hardly having some kind of role for the government. So in a few examples for the capitalist economy is US, UK, Hong Kong, South Korea. Few of the countries completely they are not called as a capitalist, but few features what we have, the capitalist economy features we have, because of that we consider that as a capitalist economy only, because of the few feature which owns by the capitalist economy. Even capitalist economy we call it as laissez-faire economy. Laissez-faire economy means where government role is nil, very less, that kind of economy, but which is nothing but the capitalist economy. And even it is called as free market economy. Why it is called as free market economy? Because it is completely controlled by demand and supply. No one is going to control this kind of economy. This kind of economy, it's completely controlled by demand and the supply, which is market forces. So it is called free market economy. So now let's see a few of the characteristics of it. The first characteristics talks about right to private property. So in this mean the productive factors like land, it can be factories, machineries, mines, everything comes under private ownership. Everything is owned by the private ownership here. So they can use how much ever they want, they can do whatever they want to, they can decide how much to use and how much not to use. Everything is completely on the private sector. So there is government, even though they are going to put restriction, the restriction will be very minimum and very less. So because of that, each and every property in this kind of economy, it is owned by private sector. The second feature what we have, that is freedom of enterprises. So that means in this one, each individual in this economy, they can be consumer, they can be producer, they can be any resource owners. They are all free to do what they feel like, what they want. They can engage in the economic activity. No one is going to stop them to do what they want, and they can produce whatever the goods they want, they can sell how much they want, everything. It's a freedom of the enterprises. The consumer, producer and the owner of resources, they have the complete freedom here. And the third point here, freedom of economic choice. So in this kind of economic, already I just told you now, for the consumer, for the producer, owner of resources, the same point I'll be repeating now. Everybody having the consumer choice. The consumer, he can choose whatever he feel like, he can choose a work, whatever the production he want to do, how much goods he want to exchange, the complete freedom he is owning. So he is having all the freedom to do whatever he feels like. And the fourth one, the fourth characteristic, that is profit motive. I just told you when I was explaining what is capitalist economy is all about. The capitalist economy talks where it says that every person in this kind of economy, it's completely for profit making. The agenda is profit making, maximum profit. So in this case, every driving force, the people who are involved in the enterprises in the capitalist economy, their driving force is profit itself. They always thinks about how to make profit, how to organize my organization to earn maximum profit. That is the motive when it comes to capitalist economy. And the fifth one is consumer sovereignty. So in this one, we think that the consumer is a king who is having maximum rights in the capitalist economy. That's a consumer. Consumer is a person who is going to decide the goods and services, the goods which is demanded by him. The same good will be produced by the producer. So the maximum goods and services which is produced in the economy, that is completely controlled by, demanded by consumer. So that's why he is having a lot of choice. At the same time, he is having the authority to decide what should be the resources allocation in the economy. Whatever the goods he wants, that good will be produced and supplied in the economy. So he is having all the maximum right. And the sixth one, what we have, that is competition. We have too much of competition in the capitalist economy because of so many people are competing with each other. Competition between the sellers, competition between the consumers. When you have a competition between the sellers, so efficient use of resources is possible. Because if I am selling any of the good at 10 rupees, if anybody is selling at 11 rupees, I'll definitely go for 10 rupees one. So whatever the goods are available, resources are available in the economy, the complete efficient use of that, it is possible when competition will be there. And the seventh point and the last point, the last characteristic of the capitalist economy, that is absence of government interference. I just told you in the introduction also, there is no role to play government here. The government control on the capitalist economy, it is very minor, it is very less. Because of that, the complete capitalist economy, it is running through self-interest, what they want, and the price mechanism. I'll tell you what is price mechanism. The price mechanism is nothing but demand and supply. They both are going to decide what will be the good will be produced and what will be the price, in which price the good will be supplied. So the price mechanism and the self interest is very important than the government role in the capitalist economy. So complete absence of government interference. If the role is there also, it is very minor, like 1% in the economy. So the complete economy running through self-interest, price mechanism. So these are the 7 characteristics. After that, you have to answer one of the question, that how do capitalist economies solve their central problems. I just told you in the last video and the introduction of this particular video also, we are facing 4 important problems of what to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce, and the last one, what provision should be made for economic growth. When it comes to like this, the first question, let me answer the first question, what they going to produce. This is completely decided by the consumer. What enterprises are going to produce, that is completely decided by the consumer. I'll tell you how. Being a consumer, I'll demand cars. If I'm demanding cars, so every maximum consumers are demanding cars. That means producers will be producing more number of cars. So that means their profit is increasing in the cars. So what they'll try to do is to increase the profit. They'll try to minimize the cost. And eventually consumers are demanding more and more cars. In this case, when they are demanding more number of cars, what another situation creates here is, when more people are demanding cars, so the price of that will be increasing. If the price of that is increasing, cost remain the same. Cost is not changing, price is increasing. In this case, profit of the person is also increasing, so he loves to produce more and more cars. So this is the way how consumer is going to decide what goods should be produced in the economy. On the other case, if clothes are there, consumer is not demanding the clothes. So if the consumer is not demanding the clothes, in that case demand is less. If demand is less, so the production comes down. In that case, cost will be more, and the people profit ratio what they're going to get, that will be less. Because of that, they'll ignore the cloth production and they'll try to produce more of cars, because they think people are demanding more cars. Because of that, the demand for it, profit for it, and the income of the consumers also increasing because of this reason. So let's concentrate on the cars instead of the clothes. So this is the way how in economy what good we should produce and how many units we have to produce, that is completely dependent on the consumer side. And regarding this, we have to discuss, in a capitalist economy, the question regarding what to produce is ultimately decided by consumer, who show their preferences by spending on the goods which they want. If I am spending more money on the cars, that means I need car, I am demanding car, so that good should be produced by the capitalist economy. So next one here, how to produce. So in this case, what they do is, they being a producer, being a capitalist economy, they'll think which is the least cost method. Which is the least cost method. Least cost means if they're using more of machineries, if the cost is less for it, they'll go with the capital intensive. If they go with the labor intensive, if the cost is least in this, they'll go with the labor intensive. If I'm producing a cloth, I'm going with the capital intensive, the cost is 10 rupees. I'm going with the labor intensive, the cost is 12 rupees. Which technique I'm going to pick? I'm going to pick capital intensive, because relatively capital intensive technique is cheaper than the labor intensive technique. To reduce the cost, whichever the technique I feel it is good, that technique I'm going to adopt in this kind of economy. So definitely I'll choose the least cost methodology. For this good, which technique is best, which technique is going to bring the least cost to get maximum profit, that technique I'm going to pick. And the third question comes here, for whom I am going to produce. See, the profit making is the agenda. That means price will be more. If the prices are very high, for whom I am going to produce? The goods, whatever I am going to produce, it is completely reserved for the rich people who are having the higher income, higher assets, and the higher properties. More properties with the assets, with the income, who are all having more income, more assets, more properties, they are the one who can purchase these kind of a goods. So I'm completely concentrating on the rich people. And the next question we have, what provision should be made for economic growth? So in this case, consumption and saving are done by consumer only. Who is going to invest? Done by enterprises. Investments are done by enterprises. Savings are done by consumption. Consumers, enterprises. So now just imagine consumer saving, it is increasing. Why consumer saving will increase? Because his income is increasing, and if he is getting more interest rate for it, if he is getting more income, if his income is increasing, the rate of interest for that he is getting, which is more, then definitely he is going to save more and more money. So that means if his income is increasing, if this whatever the money he is going to save, for that the interest rate is more, in that case the consumer is going to save more money. On the other case, When the investment is going to increase? When capital returns, the rate of capital returns, the rate of returns of capital, returns of capital. That means I'm investing 100 rupees. For that, returns I'm getting like 150, 200 rupees as a revenue. In that case, definitely I'll prefer to do investment. I'm investing 100 rupees, I'm getting 110. In that case, do you think I'm going to invest? No. Enterprises investment is done through how much rate of returns of capital is there. If the rate of returns is more, then he'll definitely invest. If the rate of returns it is less, then in that case he is not going to invest. Being a consumer, if his income is increasing, rate of interest is more, then he is going to save more. If the rate of interest is less, that time he is going to save less. Completely in this kind of economy, the provision of economic growth, saving and investment is completely dependent on consumers and the enterprises. This is the way how economy will be running. After this, we have to talk about merits. Merits of capitalist economy. What are the merits we have? First of all, it is completely self-regulating. The government is not going to bring any kind of a policy, monetary policy, fiscal policy, nothing is going to come. Everything will be controlled by the price mechanism. I just told you, price mechanism, the market forces, which is demand and the supply, they're going to control the market supply and the demand in the economy. It is completely self-regulating. The government is not going to interrupt for any decision making to control the economy. And the second one is a profit. So here, when it comes to profit, each and every economy thinks about the private property, and everybody's driving force is a profit. In this case, when he is expecting more profit, the greater will be the efficiency. So efficiency, because if he want more profit, so his good should be good. So in that case, efficiency will be very much good. And the third point talks about economic growth. It will be very much faster in this kind of economy, because in this kind of economy, investment is, the investors try to invest in only those projects where they think the consumer is really interested and they're going to get more profit. So the growth is very faster, because being an investor, he invests on only those projects where he thinks profits will be more. And the fourth point explains about the most productive resources, whatever we are going to use, that is most productive in this case. Because of this, optimum allocation of the resources also possible. The production is going to be very high in this kind of economy. Everybody to try to use maximum resources in the best way possible. They don't want to waste any resources. The optimum allocation, that means the best allocation of resources, it is possible. Complete allocation of resources possible in the capitalist economy. And the next one, high degree of operative efficiency. High degree of operative efficiency, it is quite possible in the capitalist economy. High degree of operative efficiency, where efficiency of the production, allocation, everything will be at high degree. There is no compromising in it. And the next one, cost effective. What is the meaning of cost effective here? So here, every producer try to get maximum profit by reducing the cost. So this kind of economy always thinks about the cost effective way, where the cost will be minimized. Through that they can increase more and more profit. The profit can be gained more, profit can be increased by reducing the cost. That is the best technique in the capitalist economy. Next one, incentives for economic decisions. So in this kind of economy, the efficient economic decisions are taken and implemented. Because of that, decisions are very strong. Sound decision making, I told you, business analysis makes everybody to take the best sound economic decisions. Because of that, the implementation of that also will be very good. And because of that, the next point, the consumers are benefited in this kind of economy. I'll tell you why. Because the competition is very high. The between the consumers, the competition is too high. If the competition is there, 5 to 6 people, yeah, 10 people are producing the same product. In that case, the competition is tough. The people who are contributing better, the good, the consumer will be attracted towards them. For that reason, the producer try to give the best good. So in this case, who is benefited? The consumer is benefited. The competition between the producers makes consumer will be benefited with a good quality and a quantity of goods in the reasonable prices, cheaper prices. Because of that, his standard of living, because he's getting all the goods in the cheaper prices, and because of that he can save more money. I can use it for some other goods. Because of that, the standard of living of them, it's going to increase. The next one here, innovation of them, innovation of any of the goods, innovation of the technology, it's always will be very high. Because competition is so tough, the people who are coming with the very good ideas, technology, they are the new talents, business talents, yeah, development research. By that, the people who are bringing new innovative ideas, technology, they are the one who successfully will be running the company or firm in the economy. For that, in the capitalist economy, maximum innovation and technology will be introduced. And in this one, capitalist economy, fundamental rights will be protected. Of whom? Freedom, right of private property. Freedom, right, like you can purchase, you can produce whatever you want to do, you can do it. Private property you can own. So every economy you cannot own the private property, but in this kind of a economy you have a right, which is a fundamental right, everybody's right, owning any kind of a property in the economy, that is available in the capitalist economy. And the people who are good at taking risk, the people who are good at producing efficiently in the economy, they will be given rewards. Rewards means they are benefited with lot of things. The people who are bad at business, imprudence, they are not producing good, they are inefficient, so they will be punished. Not anybody is punishing, the consumer automatically in the economy, indirectly they are involved to punish the producer. So the people who are producing good, the people who are taking risk and efficient enough, they will be giving rewards. The people who are not good at production, they are very inefficient, they will be punished in the economy. The next one, it is completely democratic framework. Democratic framework where capitalist economy works for the people. Last one, enterprise. This kind of enterprises, any kind of enterprises in this, they are very much risk taking. Because capitalist economy is economy where competition is really tough and high. Everybody's attention, everybody's demand should be attracted. So this way, every enterprises is taking the risk in this kind of economy. Because of that, there will be emergence of entrepreneurial class willing to take all the risk. One particular class is established who completely, continuously taking risk in the production process. So these are all the merits of the economy. And the next we are talking about demerits of capitalism. First of all, it comes with inequality. Inequality in what? Inequality, that means taking somebody high, bringing somebody low. Social injustice, that's what I said. Somebody will become rich, somebody will become very poor. So the people, this kind of a economy which is bringing inequality in the society, it comes with the two different classes, rich and poor. Because of that, it comes with the social unrest. So in the society is going to be in unrest, so the economy, it won't be running smooth way. Class conflict, rich and poor, middle class, these kind of a class conflict will be there, which is not good for any economy. And the next one, precedence of private rights over human rights. Here, property right is more important than the human right, which should not be the right thing. Human right should be more important than the property right, but here in this kind of economy we give more importance to private property than the human rights. So in this one, the economic opportunities will be completely unequal. So inequality, which I just said here, that again exists here because of the inequality what we have, the wide difference in the economic opportunities. Few people are getting very good opportunities and few people are not getting opportunities at all. So in this way, in economy, unfairness will be perpetuated. Few will be having a fair deal, few maximum people are getting unfairness. The next one, human welfare. The capitalist economy completely ignores the human welfare because for them the most important thing is profit. They completely concentrate on the profit than the human welfare. For the human welfare, they are not giving any kind of importance in this kind of economy. As I told you, human rights will be ignored. So, and the other things here, the demand, because of the inequality, the demand does not shows the real needs, because people, because of the inequality, what is important for the economy, what is not, which good is important, which is not, that won't be shown. The real demands of the economy, that's not shown. And the next one, exploitation of the labor. In these kind of economy, what we have seen very much common in the capitalism, that is exploitation. Because of this exploitation of the labor, because whenever we have full work, so we are going to give lesser wages for them, so it is called exploitation. More than their ability, we are offering lesser rewards, that's called exploitation of labor. Because of that, maximum time we have seen strikes, lockouts, insecurity in the employment, they are not secured working. The workers will be completely vulnerable at the workplace. The next one is consumer sovereignty is a myth. It is not true. In the merits, I just told you, consumer is having lot of choice, lot of options. Because of the competition, so many people are producing so many goods and services. Because of that, consumer will be having lot of options, lot of choice. But it is not true. The producers, maximum time, they want to make a good profit. The producers concentrating on the profit, because of that completely the consumer will be exploited when it comes to the profit. The consumer is having a lot of goods and services for the choice. It is not true. Even though he is having, definitely that will be very much costlier. Because of that, it is because of the producers thinks that he want to gain more and more profit. The consumer, whatever the good he is going to demand, that will be costlier for him. So for that reason, consumer sovereignty is a completely myth when it comes to capitalist economy. And the next one, misallocation of resources. Whatever the resources we have, so that completely move into only the production of the luxury goods. I told you the costliest goods, what to produce, I told you, all the goods which is very much costliest, that goods will be produced by the capitalist economy. So that means all the goods, whatever the resources we have, that we are using for maximum luxurious goods production, that usually what the good which is demanded for the lower profit, for the people who are very poor, poor people, for them we are not producing anything. So whatever the resources we have, completely we are misallocated only for luxurious good in the economy, which is not good. And the next one, we are giving less concentration on merit goods. The merit goods like health, education, we are not interested. We are completely interested in the harmful goods. The harmful goods like cigarettes, liquor, production of these kind of goods will be exist in the capitalist economy, because that gives more demand and that gives more profit to the people. Less merit goods, the health and education, that's not given importance, that's called less for a merit goods. We are not concentrating on it. And the next one, unplanned production. The people who involved in the production process in the capitalist economy, it is completely unplanned. So they do not have any kind of a plans. Because of that, so many times overproduction is happening. More than the demand, the good will be produced. The economy will be deepen into economic depression. More and more unemployment in the economy that will be created. So this results in a lot of human misery. The production will be more, economic depression, unemployment, that all problems are going to lead for the human misery in the economy. And the next one, waste of productive resources. There is enormous waste of productive resources as firms spend huge amount of money on advertisement and the promotion activities. Whatever the goods we are using, that excess goods we are producing, and the overproduction what we are doing, to reduce that, what we do is we have to use more money on advertisements and the sales promotion, because no one is purchasing. Competition is tough. Whatever goods we have produced, that should be sold it properly. Because of that, spending more money on advertisement and sales become very important. Because of that, I feel this again waste of resources. In this kind of economy, if there will be a formation of monopolies means the single-handedly controlled, only one firm or industry ruling the complete industry in the economy. The cloth will be produced by only one person in the whole world. Just imagine, however he want, he can fix the price. How much ever he want the supply, he can decide. Completely control will be in the hand of one person, which is not good. The capitalist economy gives birth to monopolies also. And the last demerit of capitalist economy is complete environment degradation. Because here everybody becomes materialistic. We just think about the material goods. We are least bothered about the unethical consumption. That means unethical consumption, we have to save the environment, we have to save the nature, we should not degrade the environment. That we are least bothered, because we have become so materialistic and unethical consumer. So continuously we are consuming those goods whichever we feel we are happy about, but we are not thinking about the environment. Because of that environment degradation in the capitalist economy, it is high. So these are the demerits we have when it comes to capitalist economy. I hope the topic what I've explained about the capitalist economy, how we're going to solve the problem, and at the same time merits of and demerits, I'm done with it. In the next video, I'm coming with socialist economy. I hope you cleared with all your doubts. If you're really liking my videos, please subscribe and share. Thank you so much.